we go. I can show them how to do it when I'm in the zone. Before we start, let me puff that indigo. If I thrust, guaranteed you gon' feel it though. My intro for this real shit. When I walk the bridge and we built it.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dead on Dave once again, live from Germania. It's 5:15 in the morning here in the wonderful Deutschland, and here I am coming live to you right after Monday Night Raw. Now, after the abortion that was Survivor Series, because Lord knows that was one god-awful event, and the more that we get away from it, the more it's true. It was a bad event. Very few saving graces from last night. But getting into the night, the question was going to be, were they going to use it as an opportunity to say, okay, look, we had all of our hiccups in the road with, Seth Rollins. We didn't do a very good job of retooling. We kind of just went with the easiest way, whatever. Let's build from today forward. I think they did that in some regards tonight. I feel like, while not an epic Raw, I do feel most of it was pretty good. And some of it was downright great. Some of it was downright awful too, unfortunately. But I feel what they accomplished most and what they needed to was to kind of let everybody know that last night was not the end of the world. Tonight was a new beginning, and it does really seem like that is the case. A lot of really good stuff did happen to kind of, throw shit into a little bit of a influx going forward, and I like that. I mean, the fact that we have a new authority, it does very much seem like that. A very new authority has been built, and they didn't completely waste the storyline that they had going on before with this European Union that seems to be reformed under the authority. I like the fact that three guys that were wasting away, absolutely wasting away in the lower mid-card, if anything, Barrett, Sheamus, and Rusev, are now all thrust right to the top of the roster, and it's time to find out if these guys are it. Barrett especially, I think Barrett and Sheamus in a lot of ways. Rusev still, this doesn't make or break Rusev, but I think it does make or break Barrett. Sheamus has had a career. This is his fourth championship run, and we'll see. This could be his most important one, though. This is the run. This is the angle that's really going to determine a lot going forward for these guys. Barrett needs to make this work. He needs this relevance desperately. And I think that it's a good thing to have a strong, overpowering faction at the top. I think one of the reasons why Seth Rollins' authority didn't seem as dominant as it probably should have been, it's because, let's face it, it was comprised of J&J Security, as much as I love those guys, J&J Security, Kane, and Big Show, or should I say the rotting corpses of Kane and the Big Show. And that's just, that's not the same as what we see here with three young, in their prime superstars who are all goddamn huge individuals, by the way. Rusev wide, the other two very tall sons of muches. So that's right, sons of muches. I'm trying to be cleaner. Not really. Fuck shit balls. And to be presided over by Triple H and Stephanie. Look, I just think there's a lot of positive here, and it could be very interesting going forward. I'm very intrigued at the prospects. So there you go. We're going to get into everything that happened on Monday Night Raw. I'm very excited about it. We got copious amounts of notes to get into, and we're going to have a good old time. We're going to take your calls live on Skype at davidvancura, DAVIDVANCURA. And, of course, you can use the number 702-751-2902. Now, the thing that I want to open with, the first thing I really do want to talk about, other than what we just discussed a little bit there, was everybody is up in arms over last night about, Roman Reigns, the way that it was used, the fact that, he didn't win the title, but yet the shoving down our throats. They used the same storyline they used with Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam. All of these things that people are talking about, Now the question really does become, did it work? It seems like it worked a little bit, at least in Nashville, which overall was a pretty damn bad crowd. But Roman Reigns was very over tonight. Very, very over. I'd say good 80-20 would be the split, would be the ratio. A good 80-20 split. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see if that continues, because that is a crazy, crazy turnaround. And Roman looked pretty good tonight. We're going to talk about that and a whole lot more. But let's take an opening call, man. Let's see what people are saying on the old interwebs. Let's start with 540. You're live with Dead on Dave. What you got?
What's good, Dave?
What's good, man?
Not much. I just want to ask you a quick question.
I got an answer for you.
All right, so last night when I was talking to you, you said what happened to Reigns last night will help him in the long run.
Yeah, I think there was a possibility of that, yeah.
What makes you think that? Like, how would that help him?
Well, you look at tonight, for example, people were cheering him quite a bit. But what I was referencing last night was him losing. Look, had he won the belt and completely kept it, and let's say even beat Sheamus when Sheamus tried to come out and take the damn thing, if Roman Reigns' title run would have been a failure, which I'm pretty sure most of us think it would have been, he would have been booed out of most buildings because people don't want him shoved down our throats. I think it would have been the end of Roman Reigns. I think that failure would have been too much to come back from. But now he got the title. He drops it immediately, even it is to Sheamus, and which is looking better than it did last night, I have to admit. Now he can go through the chase. He can kind of rebuild himself as a sympathetic character in a lot of ways, which people seem to be buying into. And then when he wins it for the real time, just like Daniel Bryan did, it's going to be a little bit more appreciative. Plus, it gives him more time to prove that he is ready for that main event run. That's why I think it benefits him in the long run.
When do you see that happening?
You don't see it happening?
No. When do you see that happening?
When do I see him winning it?
Yeah.
As early as TLC, as late as Royal Rumble.
Oh, really? You don't think they would give it to him at WrestleMania?
No. They're going to want to keep him. They want to keep that away. I don't think they want to do that because I think that would feel like a forced moment. They'd rather have him defend at WrestleMania than win at WrestleMania because I think people would turn on him for that. It's a bunch of it's a bunch of sentimental shit when it comes to Roman Reigns. I think he did a lot tonight to convince a lot of people. I thought he had a great match with Rusev. He didn't really hurt himself on the mic earlier in the night. I thought he looked. The only things that are going to hurt him is this continued John Cena things that he does. And I'm sorry, I know that drives you crazy.
Yeah, damn it, don't mention.
But if you watch tonight, did you watch? He no-sold Barrett's damn bullhammer at the end. That bullhammer has put everybody down. Yet Reigns just shook it off. This is John Cena stuff. There is parallels.
He's not Cena. He's nowhere near him.
What's that?
He is nowhere near Cena.
He is John Cena.
But bullshit, he is not.
I don't know how you don't see it or how you refuse to see it, but that's
because
okay, Pittsburgh.
It's bullshit. He's not.
It's really not. All the parallels are there. I don't know how much more evidence I have to give you. Does he have to be wearing a colored shirt saying loyalty, hustle, respect for you to finally fucking get it?
He's nowhere near Cena. See, him and Cena are on two different levels.
No, maybe as far as I think you're taking things. You don't understand what I'm saying. Is that the issue?
No. What I'm saying is he is not Cena, nowhere near it, and never will be.
Maybe you're right. He's not the star Cena's been. You're 100% right about that. And nobody's saying that. What we're saying is the WWE is utilizing him in the same role as they utilize John Cena. This Superman character. For fuck's sake, he uses a move called the Superman Punch. It couldn't be more of a direct correlation to Cena than that. Does he really have to start fucking just throw up three fingers for you to see that it's true? I mean, it's
you gotta give me a break there. That's bull.
Jesus, I don't get it. But you know what? It's okay, Pittsburgh.
I don't get how. I just don't get how you.
You don't get how the world sees this. You don't get how the entire world sees this.
No, because they don't give him a chance.
What the fuck are you talking about? Get out of here, Pittsburgh. Thank you for the opening call. But you're done.
What the hell? No.
Over the top rope. Over the top rope. You've had your chance. You're done. Goodbye. 909, you're live with Dead on Dave. Please be better than Pittsburgh boy.
Yeah, what's up, man? It's Jordan Turner. How you doing?
Jordan Turner, what's going on? What's crack-a-lacking?
What's up, man? I have a quick question.
Is it going to be quick? Are you sure it's going to be quick?
Yeah, it's going to be quick, yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
So, is it true that Charlotte and Paige are going to get their rematch in a tables match at a TLC?
I don't know if it's going to be a tables match. I think that this is a unique opportunity where they could have a male's TLC match at TLC and a female TLC match at TLC. She didn't put Charlotte through a table. She didn't use a chair on her. She used the move on top of a table. So I don't know if that necessarily means that they're going to have a tables match, but I think a TLC match would be a unique opportunity.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Do you think Vince would actually let the women go through the the ladders and the tables and stuff like that?
No, probably not. But I'm not saying it's going to happen. I think that the opportunity is there. More than likely, I could see a ladder match happening. And you said it a week ago or a couple days ago, whatever it was. I know I've talked about the possibility of it before. I think that it's the least risky of all the matches that they can have. A chairs match isn't going to work. A tables match, I don't know if he wants women going through tables like that. But a ladder match, maybe without some of the really big, nasty spots, and obviously not a 20-foot ladder, I think can work.
Yeah.
The most important thing is Charlotte and Paige are the right athletes to do it. So I think that could work.
Yeah, that's true. Before I go, how TLC's in Boston?
Yeah, I think.
Is Sasha Banks going to have a match, or are they going to keep her off another pay-per-view?
I'm sure she'll be there. I think tonight went a long way in helping her build. The fact that they put her and Becky in the same ring. Granted, it wasn't a fantastic match. It wasn't a long match. I think it was a taste of things to come. I think it was a good step in the right direction. We'll see where she ends up being utilized in the future. She'll probably, I don't know if she's going to get on that card or not because they're not doing multiple feuds in the Divas division, but we'll see. They should, but it's going to be hard because now this Charlotte and Paige thing is starting to pick up momentum.
Yeah, I agree, man. All right, man, I just wanted to ask that question. So,
hey, much appreciated, man. Enjoy the rest of the night. I hope you enjoy the show, buddy.
I will, man. Thank you, man. Take care now.
Take it easy. Hey, everybody in the chat, I appreciate you guys dropping by to the greatest review show on YouTube. Hope you guys are having a fantastic evening. Joining your copious fat man here live in Germany. Make sure you pound that like button. You caress that like button. If you have a touch screen, then lick that like button. Tell the world that you're watching the Copious Fat Man. Tweet about it. Use my Twitter handle. Tag me in it at DeadOnDaveV. By the way, kids, we have hit 1,600 subscribers. 1,600 subscribers. Thank you guys very much. We've officially passed that mark. You guys are awesome. All the support means so much to me. Thank you. We're going to continue to grow. If you want to continue to support the channel, you could do so in those ways. You can buy a shirt at www.deadondave.spreadshirt.com, or of course donate to the channel. Yes, you can donate right below in the description box. Yes, right there in the description box. Show your fat man some love. If you tip your barista who gives you those disgusting pumpkin spice lattes, you can tip your favorite fat man as well. And if you do so, you'll get all kinds of nice little bells and whistles and stuff like that. It'll be a good time. All right, let's get back to some callers before we get into copious amounts of notes. 812, you're live with Dead on Dave. What you got?
Yeah, I enjoyed Raw tonight.
Yeah, I thought it was a decent Raw, yeah.
Yeah, I tried calling last night and I had all kinds of problems.
It happens. No worries, man. What you got for me tonight?
I give Raw a 7.5.
That's fairly high. I don't know if I'd go that high. I'd probably somewhere around a 7. But it was a decent Raw. I mean, there was a lot that happened that I thought made up for some of the bullshit last night. I think they progressed and made some new storylines that we haven't really been seeing that take place lately. I think they missed out on a few opportunities tonight, and I'll get into that more in detail as the show goes on. But yeah, I think it was a fairly good show overall.
Yeah, it was better than last night.
Yes. Oh, God, yeah. My diarrhea was better than last night. I've had dental surgery better than last night. Fran Drescher is better than last night. It's absolutely awful what happened last night. It was an abortion of humanity, but that's okay because we're moving on to bigger and better things. Roman Reigns finding a little bit of retribution tonight in a lot of ways. I thought Roman was a star tonight. I thought he did a good job.
Yeah, he was good tonight.
Yeah, he did. What do you think of the EU situation building again? What do you think of the fact that the Authority has rebuilt and it seems they've brought the core together of Wade Barrett, Sheamus, and Rusev? What do you think about that? Do you like that pairing? I love it.
Yeah, I kind of like that one.
I do too. Final thoughts? Anything else before I throw you over the top rope?
Never go into the top ropes.
All right, buddy. I appreciate the call. Take it easy. Let's take another caller. We're rolling with the calls. We got a whole bunch of callers tonight. Keep calling in, folks. Keep calling in because I will get to it. I promise you that. 480, you are live with Dead on Dave. What you got?
How's it going, Dave?
How's it going? 480.
Well, I'm doing all right. I thought Raw was a lot better than Survivor Series, that's for sure.
Yes, I've had kidney stones better than Survivor Series.
Yeah, that was just god awful.
Herpes are better than Survivor Series.
Yep.
Yes.
I have a question. What the hell are they doing with Kevin Owens?
Wasting him in a word. I don't know. This was a weird one tonight. I didn't think that the match that he was in was all that bad, but I think they're building something bigger somewhere down the line. The way that he walks away from things, how he let his tag team partner get pinned tonight. I'm not exactly sure where this is going long term, but I have to believe because of his talent that they see a big payoff somewhere down the line.
And I think I know where that's at. I think it's winning the Money in the Bank contract. I think that's perfect.
I think that is, but that's a long ways away.
It seems like ever since they fed him to Cena at Battleground, he hasn't been able to get any of that momentum back. It's such a shame. It really
he is Intercontinental Champion, so I mean he does have that. I think Royal Rumble is a very good possibility for him, especially if Roman Reigns wins the title back here at TLC, which I think is a possibility. I think they could put him back on top at TLC, especially if some of the reactions continue the way we saw tonight for him. If that happens, Sheamus is not a long-term situation, but Kevin Owens certainly could be. So Kevin Owens winning Royal Rumble makes a lot of sense in a lot of ways, especially if some of the guys that they're expecting to come back don't come back. Like if Daniel Bryan doesn't return, if Sami Zayn isn't ready, if Hideo Itami isn't ready, if Orton is gone for the next year, which is a possibility. All these guys, if they're not ready, Kevin Owens even if they are ready, Kevin Owens makes sense, but he makes even more sense if they're not ready.
Well, I would certainly mark out if that would happen, and I agree. I don't think Sheamus is going to be a long-term champion. I mean, I don't see him dropping it at TLC. I think Rumble's a good place for it to whoever it may be, but I definitely don't see him going into Mania as champion. I don't think that's going to happen at all.
Rethinking it a bit, I think that you might be right. Dropping it at Royal Rumble makes a little bit more sense because that way Kevin Owens could still be the number one contender. That doesn't really matter. Reigns still champion going into WrestleMania, and I think you have an epic encounter between Reigns and Kevin Owens for WrestleMania. It would be a good main event match.
Yeah, it would, but I don't know. That's all I got. Big fan of the show. I really enjoy your stuff. And if I had to give Raw a rating tonight, I'd say a 6.5 is good enough.
Awesome. Hey, I appreciate the support. We've hit 1,600 subs, and I'm glad that you enjoy what you see here on the channel, man. Thanks a lot for the support, and thank you for your rating.
You're welcome.
Take it
Peace
easy,
out.
buddy. Over the top rope he goes. Tony Hall, Legacy Asher, Mendoza, Ed Rage. All you guys, make sure you call back in, man. It's all good. We got all kinds of great people up in the chat. So, Sael, Legacy, big shout outs to you guys. Kyle, any given family name, all you guys. Hello, hello. What's going on with you guys? Of course, the great moderator, Terry from Winnipeg, doing her job. T Rose in the chat. Sal Cajeda, big ol' shout out to all you guys. Sal, the copious graphics guru. I'm going to say this really, really simply. I can't put it in easier terms. I don't know, nor do I care what Joe Cronin might or may not be saying about me right now. I could give a fuck all. Retaliation was made yesterday by Tommy C. I showed up over there. It was a dildo-filled retaliation. Tommy had a good time with that. It is what it is. The reality is we don't give a fuck about what's going on over there. We simply want to be left alone and do our thing. That's all I want over here, is to do my thing. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. I try to keep this channel as drama-free as possible because I don't care about all that shit. You guys came here for a Raw review, so I don't give a fuck about all that. Let him vent. Let him rant. I don't give a shit. All right? Let's take some more callers, man. Legacy Asher, you're live with Dead on Dave. What's going on?
Hello, Dave.
Mr. Asher, hello.
If I could give Raw a 10 out of 10 or whatever,
Yes.
I'd probably give an Abortion Del Rio out of 10.
How many dildos out of 10 would you give it?
0 diamond encrusted.
0 diamond crested dildos. Okay, awesome. What do you got for tonight, man?
All right, well, the 3 questions I've got today, because apparently the stupid Asher has always got 3 questions. If you would want to see any
Wait, hold on. Let me address that real quick. Have I ever called you stupid, Asher?
No.
Have I ever told you not to ask 3 questions?
No.
So I like what you do. Keep doing your thing. Fuck all the haters. All right?
Yeah.
3 questions. What you got? You're breaking up, Asher. I can't hear you, buddy.
If you could see any wrestler return, who would it be?
Return like from the dead?
No, like return, like that hasn't been in the WWE forever.
Oh God, that's a tough one. That's actually that's not an easy one. You know what? I'm gonna use a cheap answer here because he was in WWE. He wrestled a couple matches on Heat and Velocity. AJ Styles. I'm gonna go with the cheap one because he has been with WWE in the past. People forget about that, but he has. So that's who I'd want to see. As far as like a bigger return, like a name, I still want to see Stone Cold. I still want to see one more match. I do.
Oh. Do you see anytime soon Jeff or Matt Hardy returning?
I see them both returning at some point. Much like the Dudleys, who I think historically has had a little bit more of a tumultuous past with management in WWE. They returned. And if they return, anybody can return. And I think that eventually the Hardys will return. I don't know if together, but I'm certain at 39 years old, coming off of a really bad injury, Jeff Hardy is certainly thinking about it. Matt Hardy has got to be thinking about it, and seeing all the success that the Dudley boys have had since they've returned, like as far as like reactions, they've got to be wanting that as well. So I'm sure that they're thinking about it, and there's money to be made. So never say never.
Okay, my last question is: remember your old special guest Raw?
You Raw the Entertainer, yeah.
Yeah, whatever happened to him?
He's on every show. He calls in every show. What do you mean?
Oh, well, I haven't been hearing him because
he calls in
I'm
every
either
show.
asleep. Because I'm either asleep or I'm just not asleep.
Yeah, he was on Monday Night Raw tonight, actually. He was in the crowd. Apparently some people were able to see him. I told him to make a copious sign, but the sumbitch didn't do it, apparently. I don't know.
No.
Yeah. It's okay, though. I forgive him.
Everybody hit the like button for Dead on Dave.
Yeah, there you go, Asher. Was that all 3 questions?
Yes, sir, that was.
All right, well, over the top rope you go. What was your rating
Okay,
tonight?
bye. Like I said, abortion Del Rio out of 10, which is pretty much a 0 out of 10.
There you go. All right, I appreciate it, Ash. Take it easy. Over the top rope. Ed Rage Hardy. Ed Rage Hardy, you're live with Dead on Dave. What you got?
How's it going, Dave?
It's you know what? It's pretty damn good. It's 5:38 here in Germany. It's a nice German morning. It's cold as shit. The Christmas markets have opened. Everything is going pretty well. We got Turkey Day coming up. I'm making the first turkey that I've made in 5 years. Haven't had meat in 22 days. I've dropped like 10, 15 pounds in that period. Feel pretty good about that. All because I'm going to put it all right back. Because I'm going to eat that entire fucking bird. I'm going to eat the neck. I'm going to eat the fucking heart. I'm going to make goddamn heart turkey fucking soup. I'm going to eat all of it. I'm going to eat the bones. I'm going to shit them out. I'm going to have fucking anal bleeding because of it. And I'm excited about that prospect because it's hard to get turkey here in Germany. It's like a controlled substance. You can't get turkey in Germany. It's hard. It's expensive. It's difficult. But enough about me. What do you got? What did you think of Raw tonight?
Well, I'm pretty sure the only thing I actually liked was the New Day. That was my favorite thing.
See,
you know
that me.
Segment.
You know me. I love the New Day. But I got to be honest here. I'm getting really tired of people walking away from matches. We see it with Owens all the time, and it kind of works for him. But I hate when only one match was announced for WWE's Raw tonight. And that one match was an open challenge by the New Day. We didn't get that, and I felt that it was a missed opportunity. I really did. I think there was a bunch of missed opportunities tonight. I hated the fact that the New Day walked away the night before at Survivor Series. I hate that they walked away again tonight. I don't understand the usage. It's like management says, okay, well, they can be entertaining, but they can't wrestle great. Or they can have great matches, but we're not going to allow them to be entertaining. It's very weird why they can't just let both things happen at the exact same time. I don't get it. It's so bizarre. And they really dropped the ball, I felt, tonight with the New Day. They were hilarious, as always, riding pink unicorns. Fucking hysterical. Kofi Kingston's hair actually one-upping Woods' hair from the night before. Hysterical. But for me, they missed a big opportunity.
I'm pretty sure that unicorn horn that Kofi had, it did not look right. You know, it looked like something else.
It
you know what I mean?
did look like something else. It looked like a multicolored dildo. It was quite wonderful. It was quite wonderful. Somebody's going to be modeling that and sticking it up their boyfriend's ass at some point in the next couple of weeks. There's no question about that. So it was quite
I'm just imagining Biggie watching.
Yeah. Keep it tight for your daddy. Keep it tight for your daddy. He's so creepy. He's so creepy. Biggie is creepy in the best possible way.
No, I'm going to tell you something. Do you really see John Cena Jr. winning at Royal Rumble the title?
Yeah, I do. They're going to give this guy the title. There's no question in my head about that, especially considering what they did last night seemed to have worked. At least for the fucking Nashville crowd, it seemed to have worked. He got a great reaction tonight. And I got to be honest, man, as long as his wrestling is on par with what he did tonight with Rusev, who is not always the easiest guy to work with because he's rather stiff. And hell, Reigns is the poster boy of stiff. But that was a really solid match tonight. I thought it was very
I really got surprised that he got a great match right there. This is a Roman match, and it was good.
It was Roman and Rusev on top of that. I mean, it's like Roman gets great matches out of AAA talent. Rusev, while good, is not a AAA talent. We've seen some real clunkers out of Rusev in the past. But these two put together a really good thing. And the fact is, there was so much other things going on with Sheamus on the announce table, you know, sitting there doing his thing, taking cheap shots, then Barrett getting involved. It was just a really good dynamic, and I thought it worked. I thought there's a great thing building here. I don't know if Roman's going to recruit an army for his empire to fight the Authority. I have no idea, but I do know that I like this new European authority angle. I'm really digging that. I want to see them expand with that because I think Rusev and Barrett need it desperately.
But will that new authority last? Because if Cena Jr. wins at the Royal Rumble or whatever,
it could. Here's what I think potentially could happen. I think that he can win at the Royal Rumble, and then they still have the opportunity to continue the feud between the Authority, Triple H, and Roman by adding another member. That member being who I think is going to be the winner of the Royal Rumble, Kevin Owens, who is also international. He's Canadian, so it still works. He's not European, but he's close enough. Canadian.
French Canadian, right there.
Exactly. It's close. What's your rating for tonight, bud?
God damn it! I think I'm gonna give it a 6.8.
What's your least favorite thing that you saw tonight?
Oh god, probably the start, because I'm getting tired of the Authority starting every fucking promo, every Raw. Welcome to Monday Night Raw.
I thought it was quite effective tonight. I thought the opening wasn't that bad. I got to be honest. But we'll get into all that when I get into copious amounts of notes. Hey, I appreciate it. I'm going to take some more callers. Enjoy your trip over the top rope. Take it easy, Ed Rage.
All right, see you, man.
Ed Rage Hardy, everybody. Ed Rage Hardy. Keep the callers coming in. We got a whole lot more to get to. We got the notes. We got all kinds of stuff. Go ahead and keep on calling, and I will get to your calls. I'm going to get to your calls and suck all your balls. Probably not. Hope you guys are having a fantastic evening in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because we're over 1,600 subs, and that is because you guys are quite incredible. As the French say, you are incredible. So while we're waiting for more callers, let's go ahead and tear into those copious amounts of notes, shall we? Because if not, I'm going to go to sleep. So here we go. Triple H opens the show and explains his actions. Sheamus gets introduced and makes fun of Roman. So this is what's supposed to make us all love Roman Reigns. I'm like, oh, okay, I don't think this is going to work out very well. But funny thing happened. Throughout the course of the night, it did actually kind of work out. It was kind of weird. And then they end it with Rusev coming out of nowhere and attacking Roman. I thought it was a really effective beginning to the show. I thought it was interesting. There was some intrigue there that we haven't had in a very long time. So I thought that was a very good opening to that. So there you go. There's your first note of the night. But before we get into it any farther, let's bring in Mr. Michael Mendoza. What's going on, Doze?
What's going on, man? How's
You're
it going?
Doze now. I hope you
Doze?
like that. Yes, you're Doze.
I went from Michael Mendoza to Mendoza, now to Doze.
Yeah, Doze. Ladies and gentlemen, coming in now, entering in the ring at I have no idea how much weight, the Doze. Actually, there's some other people that I should call the Doze because they put motherfuckers to sleep. You are not one of those people, though. So.
It's all right. I'll take it.
What do you got for me tonight, man?
First off, man, congratulations on 1,600 subscribers, man. Give it up. Give it up for Dave. Everybody give it up. So congratulations on that. And also, I don't know if I liked Raw as much as you did tonight, which is weird because I'm usually liking.
Go ahead.
I don't know. No, I don't know if I usually like things more than you do, especially the bad things. I guess if you want to call them bad things.
I don't know.
I'm more lenient.
Look, I'm not saying this was a fantastic night, but I mean, just looking over some of the things, Harper. Look, when you look at the next thing that happened with the Wyatts getting a big match with 3D, we were questioning how the hell that they're going to be able to rebuild the Wyatts. Look, getting a win over the most decorated team in wrestling history, that's not a bad way to start rebuilding. So I like the fact that they're not giving up on the Wyatts and they're going to continue to let them build. And maybe we'll see a long, lengthy path of destruction out of the Wyatts. I think tonight could be the start of that. We got Sasha and Becky. Now, granted, it wasn't a fantastic match by any stretch. We've seen some great matches from these two, but it is the start of something potential down the line. I do like that. I also like that it was kind of tied with Paige, because Paige right after that goes ham on Michael Cole, which I thought was hysterical. She went straight ham on him. Shut up, Cole! Don't interrupt me again. I loved it with her boobs just breathing hard and heavy. It was wonderful. I loved it.
No, there was things that I did like. There was some things that I did like. I always take out positive things out of every show, and I think just seeing a New Day's part of their whole little shtick that they do was funny. Yeah, it was kind of stupid that they were going to do a match and then we didn't see anything happen. And that's
the up and downs that I was talking about tonight. There's a lot that I liked, and there was stuff I didn't like. I loved what the New Day did, and I hated the fact that we didn't get a match. I didn't understand the point of that. Then we got Neville and Mark Henry. I'm going to just go through the notes with you on the phone, and we'll continue to discuss them. I think that's the best way to do it.
No problem.
Mark Henry and Neville. And we got that weird situation. I didn't know what the hell that was about, but JBL said the thing of the night. He said, nothing works when you're in there with Mark Henry. No fucking true words have ever been spoken. He didn't mean it that way, but he was 100% right. Nothing works when you're in there with Mark Henry, especially when it's 75-year-old Mark Henry, and nothing works. Nothing works.
Well, they were in Nashville, right? So that's why they put him. They put Mark. They always put Mark Henry there whenever it's in Texas, right?
Yeah, when they're in Texas, but Nashville's not in Texas. The last I.
Oh God, it's not. All right, just edit that part out. Totally.
No, that's Tennessee, buddy.
Tennessee, my bad.
Oh, where'd you go to school?
School was a long time ago.
Long enough to forget where fucking Nashville was. Texas is big. It's not that fucking big.
It's because every time I see Mark Henry, I always figure they're in Texas because that's when he's from there. So
that's
I was
why else bring him out?
Why else would Mark Henry be out there if we're not in Texas? But sorry, anyway, continue.
Yeah, but it was a weird match, and then for some reason they cut to the Miz in the back watching it all creepily. That was a weird situation.
The hell was that?
But even that's a build. There's a build there.
Yeah.
If we get Miz and Neville might not be a bad feud if that's where that's going to go. I also like the fact that Mark Henry gave a little bit of respect to Neville. I kind of would have liked it more if he would have put him through the fucking ring. But how many heel turns can we possibly suffer through with Mark Henry? I don't know.
I think he's on the way out. Hopefully.
Yeah, I think so too. Texas is coming up, WrestleMania. It makes all the sense in the world for a lot of people to be retiring at WrestleMania, and I think he's one of them.
Because we're getting so many new guys from NXT. It's being so evident now that we need to get rid of some of the older guys because there's so many new hot talent in NXT coming up, and we have so many new guys that we can use, but they're not. So it's just becoming more and more evident that we need to get rid of some of the older guys.
A great culling is happening. We are going to be seeing a culling of the numbers, no question about that. Then we got what I thought was kind of funny, man. Stardust in his black hole, and Titus just wanders in. Titus just wanders the fuck in.
That was actually pretty funny to me. I was surprised that I actually enjoyed that.
When Titus does stuff like that, and because I already think he's got it, but what he needs to be over in the ring, he's done. He's a finished product. Titus is never going to be better in the ring than he is right now. Plain and simple. In fact, he's probably going to get worse as the older he gets.
Do you think, really quick, because I've kind of been noticing the last couple of weeks, it just kind of feels like they're trying to give him a singles push.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's exactly
it
what
feels
I'm saying.
that way.
When I see things like I saw out of him tonight with his segment with Stardust, I start thinking that that's an actual possibility. I know they wanted to push this guy for a long time, and there are rumors, and actually confirmed by Darren Young himself today, that he's going through some very personal things in real life. So Darren Young could be on the way out again, and that's a very good possibility, and that's just an opportunity for Titus O'Neil, as long as they don't put him with fucking Heath Slater again. I mean, we'll see. I think that there is a possibility to do something with Titus. He's got too much going for him to completely waste him, but I don't know how high his ceiling is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because he's very limited. He's a big man, and every I think he's better than Ryback, but not by much. You know, he's more athletic than Ryback. So
yeah, for sure.
And I think he looks more imposing too because he's so goddamn tall.
Definitely, and he's
Ryback's just wide.
Yeah, he's a small dude, but he's very top heavy also.
Yeah.
Like everything's on top. No, this is very top heavy dude.
Titus is just he's a full athlete. He's just a big, tall, muscular guy. He's a Nubian prince, is what he is. He's just Nubian god. He's amazing. So then we got the 6
I don't know where.
What's that?
Where you were going? I said I don't know where you were going with that, but okay.
What am I? Everybody says I suck black cock. What the fuck? I can't buy into that sometimes. It's been a while since the Dave sucks black cock thing, but hey, we're bringing it back. It's Retro Monday. Man. It's Retro fucking Monday, folks. 6-man tag action. Cosmic Wasteland and Goldust. I'm sorry, versus Goldust and the Primetime Players. Goldust looked fantastic, didn't he? That was another thing that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, he looks like he's just having so much fun out there, and that's great. He looks like he's still moving really quickly. He's really slim, man. I mean, he was really heavy when he came back originally, I think, and then he's just slimmed down a lot, and he looks like he's just having a great time out there.
And this is another point to the fact that they're building stuff once again. Goldust and Stardust look to be on a collision course once again, and I think that is good for business. I think people want to see that. Been wanting to see that for a very long time, and seeing them in Texas would be a lot of fun too. Considering Dusty did a lot of his best work in that territory. I mean, that would be great.
Like I said.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, it may end up maybe ending Stardust after this feud. Possibly. Yes. Maybe we finally get Cody back. Not that I don't know if Cody can do something, but at least we might end this whole Stardust character.
I want to see them out-weird each other. That's what I want to see. I want to see an out-weirding. Who can out-weird the other? That'd be amazing. What I loved about that 6-man tag, though, was the finish. The finish, that was a fucking great finish. Titus hitting the Clash of the Titus the way he did, I loved that. I thought the finish was great. And Cole burned JBL during the middle of that match for wearing makeup, which that was funny, too. Then the next segment, we got another weird situation with Del Rio and Zeb Coulter closing the Mex-American borders. Hey.
I missed a lot of that, and I caught it right when Jack Swagger came out, and I said, whoa, there's Jack Swagger.
Yeah, we get a Jack Swagger sighting, and that's really great. I don't know how I feel about this because, usually when a guy does nothing for as long as Swagger doesn't do anything, I usually have to bury the situation because I'm like, well, fuck this. What does it matter? Swagger's a little bit different because I think that no matter how long Swagger's away from the game, he still seems to have this instant credibility with him. People still seem to buy into him a little bit. And because of his obvious ties to Zeb Coulter, I think this feud still kind of works. It doesn't work in the context of the United States Championship other than the fact that, obviously, once again, Mr. Swagger will be fighting for America. But other than that, I don't see how this is going to help the United States Championship get more relevant like it was under Cena. We know that this is just a bridge to when Cena comes back. We know that.
Yeah, it'll give Del Rio something to do, and they'll have a title match that we all know that Jack Swagger's definitely not going to go over Del Rio, but it'll give him something to do, something we can see, I guess, on Raw and SmackDown for the next couple of weeks. So.
Yeah. And look. Fact is, people still cheer Swagger pretty well. The We the People chant was still really big. Chants are not a good indication if someone's over, by the way, because people are stupid and love to chant anything.
Well, yeah, the Feed Me More and Fandango, because he's always on Superstars and Main Event because I watch those constantly.
Ridiculous.
And that's where all these guys are, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Wondering where. They're all on Superstars and Main Event.
I can't cover everything, unfortunately.
Well, you don't want to cover those things. Those are just fun to watch for like
them. I just don't really talk about them because they don't really have a lot of continuity with the real storylines that are going on either. So, I mean, they're glorified house shows in a lot of ways. So.
Yeah, they're not terrible to watch if you just want to enjoy wrestling for an hour. Yeah, because I watch it with my nephew, and that's where all the other guys are at.
The other guys, that's right. I don't think that'll sell very well to networks. Watch Superstars with the other guys.
The other guys, the only guy
that your other favorites.
The other favorites. The only guy that I do not see, and I don't know what the hell's if he's even with the company is Sandow. That's the only guy I don't see anywhere. I don't see him on Superstars.
Main Event is like the deep cuts of an album. It's like, that's what it is. It's like, man, did you hear track number 13 on that new fucking Ludacris album? It's hot. What are you talking about? Oh, it's a deep cut, baby. Don't worry about it. That's what you're getting when you're talking about fucking Superstars and Main Event. They're the deep cuts. They're really, really good, but you've got to really want to get to the bottom of that playlist, you know?
It was weird, but that was why it was weird for me tonight watching, because they brought Heath Slater there, and they had Jack Swagger there, and Mark Henry there, and it was just these guys that I'm not used to. I'm used to seeing some of these guys on Superstars. So
I like the fact that they incorporated as many people as they did. I thought it was a good idea. Charlotte and Paige, I thought that match went over really, really well. Very physical yet again. My one critique of that match was the fact that they were messing with the audio again, and we heard a lot of spots being called out. Paige was loud, and I heard a lot of spots being called out in that match. I hated the ending. I hated double DQ, but I loved what she did to Charlotte after the match. It continues the feud going, and it continues to build. And that's what I've been talking about, why I do ultimately give Raw a passing grade tonight, because there was so much build. But then the very next segment, Heath Slater, they missed an opportunity. They swang and missed here because Jesus Christ, would that place have erupted had James Storm come out.
You're really on this guy. James Storm after NXT.
I'm not even a James Storm fan, but did you see the reaction he got in NXT?
I did watch it. Yeah.
Was redonkulous. That Indian kid that got memed because of it, because of his freak out, his orgasm he had tonight in Tennessee, where I believe he's fucking from, you know, that would have been huge for him, especially with Heath Slater shitting on country music. It would have been beautiful, and James Storm, it just would have worked. But instead, we get Rye Bitch.
He gets such a huge pop with that damn chant, though.
Yeah, but he doesn't get pop. It's just a stupid chant.
Yeah, I know, but they go nuts. They go nuts for that chant, man.
I don't understand it. And I like Ryback. That's the weird thing.
Yeah, I've never really been a huge fan.
I like him. I like him as a person.
Oh yeah, I've seen some interviews on him, and he seems very, very, very down to earth kind of dude. He just, wants to do a great job.
But he seems to be regressing. He seems to be getting worse in the ring, and I don't like that. I don't know. Then we got some more weirdness. Ambrose and Ziggler versus Kevin Owens and Breeze. That was just a very strange match. Not a bad match by any stretch, but just very weird. Just very weird. Kevin Owens letting Breeze take the loss. It was just very strange. Is it going to be a four-way for the Intercontinental title? If that's the case, then I love this match. Because when you think about it in that context, the fact that he let Breeze lose that match. Now Breeze is going to say something to him, probably call him an uggo and all that, which would be hysterical. Then Ambrose and Ziggler, they got the win. They're both right there in the hunt. A fatal four-way at TLC for the Intercontinental title. I'll fucking take it. I'll take it.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be great.
I was expecting them to go right back to Ambrose and Owens again.
Yeah.
And it kind of looked like that. It's because they're still eyeing each other down like they're feuding. So even during the match. But if they do a fatal four-way, I like that idea because it's just something different and something a little bit more to the to helping these guys progress. So I'm all for that.
But really quick, they can always save the singles match between those two for Royal Rumble. Yeah. So that's not a big deal. Doing a fatal four-way now, I think, makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, really quick, because I really wanted to ask you, this is one of the things I wanted to ask you, was how did you think the crowd reacted? Because it felt like the crowd didn't give a shit again for the Divas match, and it was solid for me, but do you think it's just their fault, or the fans' fault, or a little bit of both?
That crowd was horrible tonight. It was really, really bad. Here's the thing. From what I'm understanding, crowds are sounding so much worse than they actually are. I'm hearing this over and over and over, that crowds are actually live and great and fantastic. It's just WWE is messing with the audio so much that it sounds so bad. So I don't know. It's weird. I think that there is a problem though with Charlotte. I think that is an issue. People don't seem, and Paige is kind of in that same boat. People don't really give Paige the reaction that you would think that she'd be getting at this stage in her career. I think people just don't know exactly how to respond to these two and how to react towards them. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I think eventually they're going to team up. They're going to be like this heel mean girl type of clique, and because Charlotte's way better as a heel, and Paige can only be a heel. So I don't know.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you that question because it bothered me again after watching it tonight because it kind of it was like a repeat of Survivor Series again. And I was like, God damn! I was
I
like,
thought
you
it was
know,
a better
like,
match than Survivor Series too.
yeah. Well, it just seemed the only time they ever got anything going. I mean, as far as the crowd was going for them was when Paige hit her with that table spot, and that was it. So I just wanted to ask you about that one also before.
The crowd did pop for that table spot. They did pop for that. But that could be as simple as WWE turning the volume back up at that point. I don't know. It was very weird. Very, very strange. It was weird. I don't know how to explain it any other way. After that, we got the main event, which I thought was very, very well done.
Yeah, I feel like it started off a little slow, and I was like, I don't know where this is going, but it really picked up really quickly, and at the end of it, I was definitely enjoying the crap out of it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot more than I thought. Seeing Barrett come out was a huge surprise because I thought that was dead.
Yeah.
So now that they're building this whole new authority with these, still with these European guys, I think it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's different. I like it.
Yeah, I like it. It was good, and then it was a good match. A lot of back and forth between Rusev and Roman. They seem to have pretty decent chemistry out there, and it was just a good match.
It was.
Yeah, I liked it. Pittsburgh boy, man, if this is a good night for you, man, because I think Roman did a solid job tonight. And like you said early on the show, this fucking crowd, I was sitting here so wowed because I've never heard such a overwhelming chant for Roman. We got like 3 "Let's Go Roman" chants, and it wasn't just a few people.
Not since before the first Royal Rumble situation. Man. It's been before that was it's very strange, but people seem to be. I guess what they did last night seemed to work. So.
Well, yeah, it may have. I mean, I think for the casual fans, it's going to work because to give you an example, my parents watch wrestling, and after Survivor Series finished, my mom came down the stairs and she was like, "What the hell was that? Why did they do that to Roman? I don't like that shit." And I was like, I don't know. I was like, it just, it just happened that way.
It does,
but I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work for the casual fans. It'll definitely help him out a lot, I think. But
as long as he continues his wrestling on the par that he is now, I just don't see how non-casual fans can be too upset about it either. That's the thing. Outside of just continuing saying the exact same thing, they're shoving him down our throat. He's John Cena, which I think that argument gets tired a little bit because while it might be true, as long as the wrestling's good, what the fuck are you complaining about? Because the powers that be, the people that own the company, want it to go a certain way. Fuck you! Fuck you, you whining, entitled little bitches. I'm so tired of everybody oh my God. This situation, it's so funny. And I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here. So I'm going to let you go real quick, Mendoza. I appreciate the call, but I got to go on a tangent.
All right, go ahead, man.
All right, Mendoza. You're awesome as always, buddy.
All right, dude.
Take it easy. By the way, quick shout out to Jeff Wood. He just joined the chat. What's up? He wanted a shout out, so there you go. There's a situation going on which I found absolutely hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. The Road Dogg was battling. In fact, he's still battling with multiple people on Twitter over last night's very controversial booking. All these people are complaining to Road Dogg about last night, and he is going back at him, and he's giving some very decent answers and responses. He's like, well, everybody thinks that they know what's best for the WWE without taking in the context everything that WWE is putting up with. Look, there's no question in my mind that what the WWE did last night was terrible. It was terrible, but it may not have been without its justifiable reasons. I mean, we don't know things like contract statuses, all kinds of different sponsorship details. We don't know. Things are not as cut as dry as going, push this guy, epic match, make it the fuck happen. There's a lot of things that go into the booking of wrestling that we don't really understand. And I thought that the Road Dogg did a really good job of going back at people and kind of just making them try to understand, without being rude, by the way, that there is a little bit more than just what we want. And I think it's kind of bullshit the way that we'll threaten to hijack shows and all that and do all kinds of crazy shit because we're not getting what we want. I think that we still do get what we want a lot of times. We just don't want to acknowledge it. And the funniest thing about it is we're almost impossible to be pleased. It's just impossible to please everybody. It really is. So it's one of those things where I'm getting so tired of all the self-entitlement in this fucking world. And the wrestling audience has been this way for a very long time, but we've never really noticed it before because wrestling, even in the 90s when it was at a huge popular upswing, the internet wasn't huge yet. And if you wanted to get a lot of backstage info and insider dirt, you'd have to send away for magazines like I did, you know. I'm like, oh, I'm an insider, look at me, all the information I have. And really, you'd only share that information with about 10 or 15 people at your school. You didn't talk about it very often. There were some people who had blogs and shit like that, but it's not like it is today where every fat idiot like me can have a podcast and do this type of stuff. It just goes with this entitlement fucking age. And I guess I'm just as culpable as anyone else. It's crazy. It's hysterical. Cappuccino. Okay, so there's an ongoing discussion going in the chat about what happened between Cronin and I. I'm going to give you guys the quickest, absolutely 100% real scoop about exactly what happened as easily as I can, because mainly I just want to put this out there so people can fucking stop talking about it. Joe has fired me in the past. He fired me at WrestleMania. There was a big spot. He fired me. He's unbelievably paranoid. He thinks everybody that's working with him or has worked with him is a threat to him. That's reality. He was taking shots at me on shows. We got back together after WrestleMania. He was taking shots at me on shows a couple months ago. I thought there might be a personal problem with him and I, so I wanted to have a conversation with him. I told Jesse I was going to do that. Jesse decided to go into the chat and make it public and just attack Joe and call him out on all of his faults. So that turned a very small situation and a private conversation I was going to have with Cronin to a big thing, and Cronin understandably didn't take it very well, and he was pissed off at both of us and ended up firing both me and Jesse on that thing in the chat. Completely fired us, let us go again. That was okay, that's his choice. Then he decided to go on the air and blast us and try to put out all the information after he edited it, of course, and put it all out there, and then apologize for it and try to make it look like it was a work and bullshit. I decided that was the final fucking straw for me. That dealing with this guy continuing to do the shit that he does was not the best situation for me, so I didn't come back. Jesse, after Tommy continued to get pissed off over the situation and attack Joe, got upset at the fact that Tommy was being so aggressive and decided to stand by Joe mainly, and this is by Jesse's own words, because nobody else was standing by Joe and he felt that Joe was sick and he needed someone to stand by him. So Jesse did that, and it's turned out to really just bite him in the ass because the only thing that Joe and I had an agreement on was we were not going to attack each other no more. It was going to be done, though, and finished. We were going to go our separate ways. He hasn't adhered to that since day fucking one. Not since day one. This guy can't keep my mouth. He can't keep my name out of his mouth. He can't do it. Why? I have no fucking idea. Not a fucking clue. So he continues to go at me. I try to fucking not say anything because I like to keep my channel relatively drama free. And that's why I'm just, after this, I will go back to not really talking about it too often unless I get a direct question from somebody during a call. So the other night, I make a reference to the fact that he doesn't want people tagging us in a tweet. I ask people not to do it because he freaks out about it. Thought I'm doing him a fucking favor. Well, the next goddamn day, I get attacked by trolls on a show that I haven't had dislikes on in a very long time. I get 115. And it's not, he spent most of it, the latest monetized this, bashing me. So Tommy, in response, fucks with him on last night's Schaffen Point, which was absolutely brilliant, by the way. And now Joe's still butthurt. That's what happened. That's what's fucking happened. He can't grow the fuck up and he can't move on. I just want to be free, man. I'm just doing my thing. I'm just having fun doing reviews. I actually like to talk about wrestling. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. So there you go. There is the entire situation laid out for you. Didn't hold anything back. And the best part is, it's all documented and you can see it. We put the information out. There's absolutely no lies in it. That's the best part of it. Me, has not fucking lied about one goddamn thing. We could prove it. But anyway, let's get back to it, man. Tried to take another call, but the guy hung up. So, last chance for calls, man. Let's get back to the calls and start getting back to it. And if you got any conversation you want to get into, you want to tell me what you thought about Raw, hit me up on Skype at davidvancura, DAVIDVANCURA, or on the number 702-751-2902. I'll take your calls, your questions, your concerns, your quips, your quote, your hopes, your dreams, your loves, your hates. Anything you got, I'll take it, and I'll talk about it right here on Dead on Day Productions. Let's see if we have anything that happened after Monday Night Raw, because that's always fun. There we go. What happened after Night Raw? This is courtesy of WrestlingInc.com. So we'll get into that in a second. Let's take a phone call. Jeff Wood, you're live with Dead on Dave. What you got?
Yeah, I got a question.
What's up, man?
Is the Hardy Boys ever going to come back?
I think there's a possibility. I do think it's a possibility with TNA continuing to go down the path that they're going down, with the increased age of the Hardys and the fact that the Dudleys have had so much success and a lot of fan support since coming back to WWE. Yeah, I think the Hardys are going to want to get back in on that, yeah. Anything else?
What other legends are coming back?
Oh, I have no idea. That's a conversation for another day. There's I couldn't possibly give you an answer to that. I have no idea. I'm not an insider. I'm just a fat guy sitting in front of a bunch of nerd stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate the call, man.
I see that you're a big Triple H fan.
I like Triple H. He's all right. I wouldn't say I'm a huge Triple H fan, but I like him.
So who's your favorite?
My favorite all time, Shawn Michaels, easy.
I'm a big Hogan fan.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Hey, look, what's your rating for tonight's Raw, buddy? I got more calls I got to get to.
It was 5-star.
Okay. 5 out of 5 or 5 out of 10?
5 out of 5.
Ooh, okay. All right. Interesting. I appreciate the call, man. Continue to watch the show, and thank you for your support.
No problem, dude.
Enjoy your trip over the top rope. Here you go. Boom, over the top rope. Let's take another call. Tony Hall, you're live with Dead on Dave. What you got?
Not much, man. What are you doing?
I'm just doing my thing, buddy.
I'm gonna give you some couple things on Raw. And the Divas match was awful.
No. The Divas match was great.
I'm sorry. I'm my fault. Hey, listen. I'm sorry. My fault. My
hey,
bad.
you can feel how you feel about it. You don't gotta apologize.
I'm just about to apologize. And you know the host Joe Cronin show. He actually took my call. He dumped me.
Yeah.
I'm frustrated with him.
Anybody that's having any support with me, he's blocking. The guy's, it's okay. Don't worry about it, Tony. You always have a home here. You guys can call in. I don't give a shit. It's stupid and petty and crazy. Who gives a shit? Jeez.
I know. I agree with you. And I could Raw. This is going to be going mad at me. I think I could give it 2. I can't think right now. I could give it 2.3, 2.5, something like that. And for the couple matches was good. I liked it. And Rusev and Rusev and Roman Reigns. How did King Barry come out of nowhere? Where he come from?
Well, I mean, it makes sense. They were already aligned together, him and Sheamus and Rusev at one point. So it just makes sense. I thought it was a good move.
Well, where did he come from?
The crowd. He ran through the crowd.
Oh, did I didn't see that part.
Yeah.
You're my man. You know that.
I appreciate that, Tony.
I know. Listen, you be my friend. How about that? You be buds. How about that, buddies?
Sure, but don't ever call me privately.
I'm not.
We'll be friends in the loosest sense possible.
Yeah, I agree with you. So we're gonna give Raw tonight.
I don't know. You know me, man. I'm not gonna give it to you personally. I'm gonna give it to the world here in a few minutes when I close up the show. Okay. I appreciate the call, Tony.
No problem, man.
Thanks for the support as always, buddy. Over the top rope with Tony Hall. Okay. Let's take another call. 352, you're live with Dead on Dave. What you got?
It just makes sense. Man, Raw tonight was horrible. 0 out of 10.
0? That's extreme. But hey, each his own.
It was just horrible. This product is so boring, it's pathetic.
Okay.
I can't stand it.
Fair enough. What are you watching instead?
I've been watching 30 years. 30.
Okay.
Since 84, 85, I've been watching. It's horrible now.
I think it's still got its merit. What are you watching instead?
What?
What are you watching instead?
I just been watching WWE for 30 years. I've been giving Raw some pay-per-views 0 out of 10 since 2008.
Oh, then that just shows
last good year for wrestling.
That shows you're a little bit extreme because I can't imagine sitting here since 2010 and saying no 0 out of 10, nothing likable on this show.
You want to know why? You want to know why?
Yeah, sure.
PG rating.
Oh God, fuck all that. NXT is PG, and NXT is the most badass wrestling podcast promotion on the planet.
The only good thing at Raw time was looking at Paige's butt.
That's always fun.
In those tight pants.
Well, I'm sorry that you don't get any enjoyment, and continue your anger towards wrestling.
Can I call back again? I really enjoy your show.
You can call back anytime you like. I hope that you can give me more than 0 out of 10 sometime.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay, hey, as long you know what,
it is now, it's not going to happen.
I don't.
Why do you want me to give you? Why do you want me to give you more than 0?
Oh, I don't. I just, as long as you continue to give me reasonings for your 0 out of 10, I don't give a shit. I don't want you to do anything. I just want everybody to get enjoyment out of something.
Look how boring that match was tonight with Reigns and Rusev and the boring match.
I hate to tell you, that was a good match, buddy. That was a good match.
I don't think so. I thought it stunk.
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was well done. I thought it was surprising that they had as much chemistry as they did between the two of them. I thought they hit some really good moves. I thought the ending was really solid. Outside of Roman Reigns fucking being John Cena and completely no-selling the bullhammer. But other than that, I thought the match was good.
How many years you been watching?
30 years, buddy. 30 years.
So you're the same age as me?
Practically. I've been watching since I was... my dad was sitting me on the couch when I was 2 years old, man. Watching Crockett Cup, AWA, all that stuff. I'm a lifelong wrestling fan.
Don't you think the product was better with Austin and Rock and everything?
In some regards, yes, but you have to understand, man.
These guys stink. These guys have no passion. They look bored. Half the time they look like they don't want to be there.
The industry was different back then. The population was hungry for something different back then. The reality is, nowadays, wrestling could not do what they did in the 90s. Our PC bullshit society that we live in would never accept it. So they adjust with the times. And this is the reality of the wrestling industry. There's ebbs and flows. It's been this way for a very long time.
It's just a boring... It's just a boring product. I don't know why, but it is. It's horrible. I'm saddened by it, honestly.
Well, that's your prerogative, man.
WWE right now is almost as bad as 2000 WCW.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's anywhere near a good comparison. 2000 WCW was completely unwatchable, not because it was bad wrestling, just because it was bad everything. I think WWE does actually put out quite a balanced product, and I think there's a little bit there for everybody. You seem to be a guy who's upset with the PG situation. That's why you've gone since 2008 and been hateful about it. But that's okay. I hope one day you find what you're looking for. I recommend New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think you'll dig that. I think that'd be a lot of fun for you. And hopefully WWE will give you what you're looking for someday, bud.
Well, I just enjoy calling into you since I stumbled on your thing last night on YouTube, and you give me a chance to call in, and I want to vent, and I hope you don't mind me calling after SmackDown or every Raw? And...
No, feel free, man. You know what? I need an angry guy to call in and shit on everything. It'll be fun.
Well, I'm George. If you ever want to let me, tell my name, I'm
George the Rage Monster. Yes, all right, I like it.
So you don't mind?
I don't mind at all. Not one fucking bit. I don't silence people. Hells no. Have fun, buddy.
One more thing. You do SmackDown reviews, don't you?
Yes,
Last
I do.
time SmackDown was ever good was 04.
I don't know about that, man, but we'll talk about that on the next review, all right? I appreciate your call, George.
Thank you.
Take it easy, buddy. Matthew Rundle, you're live with Dead on Dave. What you got?
Hey, Dave, it's Matthew. I was on before, after, I can't even remember what event I was on after before, but I was on before because I do remember.
Well, it's good to hear from you again, buddy.
I'm just going to warn you before I start with tonight's show, I have had a drink, so...
That's okay. What you got for me tonight?
I needed a drink after tonight. I'm not going to shit on it like everyone else, say it was god-awful, but it was pretty crap. There was some bits that I liked in there, but... I don't know, I mean, I thought Survivor Series was pretty bad, but after seeing tonight, it's a... Oh, God.
I didn't think tonight was that bad. I thought it was a step up from last night. It certainly wasn't fantastic by any stretch of the imagination, but it was decent, man. There was a lot of good coming out of it. I feel that there's some positives building for the future, but it wasn't perfect by any stretch. And last night was fucking horrible.
I mean, last week's Raw seemed to me that it was actually better than this week's. I mean, why can't they have week? All right, not every week's going to be the same, but why can't they try and go strength to strength one week to the next? Do you know what I mean?
I hated last week. I thought last week was fairly bad, actually, for the most part. The first 2 hours were really good, if I remember. The last hour sucked balls. But the problem with it was the predictability going into Survivor Series. Now, some of that predictability is gone. Now that we have this new... I don't think anybody saw fucking Rusev and Barrett joining in with the Authority. I think that's a really good move. I think there's a lot going forward. I don't know. And as far as your question, why can't things be booked strongly back-to-back? I have no fucking idea.
I mean, I was speaking to a group of friends tonight on Twitter and through the social media accounts, and my brother on the phone and stuff like that. And we were saying, when we were kids, and I'm sure with you growing up, because you said you've been watching it about 30 years, and I'm 23, what do you think it'd be a lot easier for them to go back to 2 hours rather than having 3? Because it doesn't seem... All right, maybe they've got enough talent to fill 3 hours, but they're not using them like they should be using them.
I think it's a justifiable question to ask. I just don't know if it's going to matter at all, because if they have the opportunity, they have the options to fill the 3 hours, and they've done it on occasion, so they prove that they can do it. So if they're not going to choose to fill those 3 hours to its maximum, I don't think there's any confidence that they can do it with 2 hours. The fact is, tonight, I thought 2 of the 3 hours were really good, but if you go back to 2 hours with all the commercials that they have to do and all the sponsorship commitments and all the crap they have to do, the Carl's Jr. commercials, Lord knows we need the in-show Carl's Jr. fucking commercial. When you get stuff like that, it takes away from the overall ability for the promoters to book. And
I mean, it would be nice. I don't know if you actually saw this episode of Raw, but I remember it very well. It would be nice if they did something similar to what Donald Trump did a couple of years ago, where they just did Raw one night, commercial free, and it was fantastic, brilliant.
It was, and they did a lot of in-show product placement, which offset some of the costs. But from what I understand, that night was it really hurt them financially. It's hard to do a ad-free show on network television, on cable television. It's very difficult to do that. It's very expensive. So it's not something they're going to want to do often. But the cool thing is, we do get that kind of with the network. But here's the interesting thing about it. Even with the network, the WWE network that we all pay, we pay for, we watch, and blah, 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 NXT still has commercials, and you know, so it's just one of those things. I don't know if SmackDown's 2 hours, and SmackDown doesn't always work. So I don't know if going to 2 hours is the answer, but I think eventually it will happen.
Personally, between me and you, I think SmackDown has been dead since about 2006.
I don't know. I think I had a stretch here recently where SmackDown's been really, really good. The last week or two, it wasn't as great as it was, but it was building. I thought they're really trying to build SmackDown back up for this move to back to USA. So I don't know. I'm actually digging SmackDown quite a bit more than I have been.
Just out of interest, what do you reckon the chances of USA Network getting really paid off, shall we say? Because I don't know how many of your viewers are not adults. So, what do you reckon the chances of USA Network just turning around and saying to WWE, "All right, bye bye," and then putting Raw and SmackDown on the network? I mean,
zero chance. Zero chance of that ever happening, and here's why. While the ratings are not fantastic, television has changed. It's not like the Nelson ratings, all that shit does not matter as much as it used to do. The reality is WWE products are the #1 watched entity on USA. They are always in the top 5 in cable ratings for the night. They're still very strong. The industry is down. It's not even a problem with WWE just as itself. It's the wrestling industry as a whole. And the fact that they're still able to maintain a place like they do at the top of... And I know a lot of detractors, people who just want to fucking hate and say, oh, the problem has to be resolved. They don't want to hear that. And that's completely fine. But it is reality, man. None of us know how TV fucking works. We're not ad men. We don't know.
Of course not.
We like to act like we do. But I think considering the restraints that they have, not only from the television contracts, but with the fucking world, this crazy goddamn world that we live in, where the Big Show has to give a public apology to Russia for pulling down a flag, I think they do a pretty goddamn good job of balancing all of that and still providing a fairly entertaining product. At the very least, they're entertaining the fuck out of children, which they're the next generation of wrestling fans. So,
yeah, but then again, you've got. All right, I know it's different for the US, but I suppose you've got to look at the different times Raw is on. I mean, for me here in the UK, it's on at 1 o'clock to like 4:05 in the morning.
But now, I live in Germany. I actually it's 2 o'clock in the morning for me to watch. Right now, it's 6:30 in the morning for me. Right now, I watch Raw from 2 in the morning to 5 in the morning, man.
Yeah, well, it's 5:30 here.
There you go. I mean, so I understand that completely.
Just before I let you go and give you my rating.
Yeah.
Who do you reckon's got control backstage? Because it most certainly isn't creative at the moment. Do you think it's Vince pulling at Triple H at Hunter's strings, or do you think it's time for Triple H just to say bye-bye to Vince and get Vince out of there?
He doesn't have that option. He doesn't have that option, unfortunately. Really, Vince is still making 90% of the calls. Kevin Dunn is the biggest problem because he is such an uncreative guy who has still a lot of power and a lot of sway in Vince's ear. Triple H has been able to garner a lot of power, but not on Raw. The fact that he's been able to do as much as he's been able to do with NXT is pretty goddamn impressive. So, I don't know if it's ever going to be a full takeover, but I think that he has lined himself up well. The problem is Kevin Dunn. And as long as Kevin Dunn is there, that is going to continue to be the issue.
Do you think Kevin Dunn will go when Vince finally goes, if he ever goes?
That all depends on Vince's wishes. There's a board in place. I believe Kevin Dunn is on the board, so I don't know. It's a tough situation.
Right, well, I will let you go. I'll give my rating for tonight.
Yeah, what is your rating for tonight?
Well, now that I've had time to think about it, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10.
Okay, I think that's fair. I'm somewhere around a 6. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I wasn't that high. Maybe I've killed some of my brain cells anyway with the amount I've had to drink.
Well, go get your drink on, sober up, whatever you got to do, and have a fantastic Tuesday, my friend. I appreciate the call. Take it easy, buddy.
And you, take care. Thanks a lot.
Over the top rope you go. I appreciate that. So good callers tonight, man. We've had some great callers. It's been a lot of fun. Yep, yeah. It looks like we might be getting a little Too Tall action here coming in, so that'd be a lot of fun. I believe he just finished his Raw review, so maybe he'll be coming on over and joining me for a few minutes as we're going to wrap up. Love to hear from Too Tall. Always like hearing from Too Tall, so that'll be fun. I think we hit up the copious amounts of notes pretty well. So here's what I want from you guys in the chat. If you've yet to hit that like button, go ahead and do so. And also give me your rating for tonight. I want to know out of 10, what is your rating for the evening? And while we're waiting for that and anybody else who might be calling in, let's go ahead and look at what happened after Raw tonight. There was no dark match after Monday Night Raw in Nashville. It went off the air. Roman Reigns cut a promo and thanked the crowd for their support for being awesome, mentioning the hernia surgery he had 1 year ago in Nashville. So yeah, it was just a after show promo. That was it. There was no match or anything like that. So there you go. Joining me now is the co-host of Dead on Dave Live and the man who is just invading my dreams constantly, the 6'10" Goliath of the YouTube community, my man, Too Tall. What's going on, buddy?
What's going on, Dead on Dave, and what's going on, everybody that's watching Dead on Dave's channel? Thanks for joining him live tonight as he talks about Monday Night Raw.
That's right. How was your review tonight, bud?
It was fun. We had a lot of fun. I almost choked laughing about some of the stupid stuff that happened tonight, but overall it was great. Had some great people on tonight. Had a lot of fun, and I was hoping you were still live so I can check out what's going on here with you and all your awesome people that join your show, man.
Yeah, had a lot of calls tonight. Getting actually ready to wrap it up real soon. So.
All right, sweet. I'm here for closing time. That's what I'm here for. I'm the bouncer that kicks everybody out at the end.
Oh wow, well, this is funny. This is apparently that you know what? I'm not even gonna reference that. That's the most ridiculous thing that he's ever said. Oh my God. Oh God. I love it. I love it. Apparently there's much drama going on over at the Cronin show tonight. Surprise there. Did you know that I dyed my hair so I can look like him?
No, I don't know. No sorts. I don't know what is happening.
I fucking love it.
Don't understand.
Oh, I love it. Anyway. Monday Night Raw. All right, so yeah, what did you think of Raw tonight, man? That's what I'd like to know. Because I didn't hate it. I thought there's quite a bit of stuff I enjoyed. There was missed opportunities, but I did enjoy some of it.
Yeah, I mean it was bizarre.
Yeah,
it was so weird and so many I guess maybe we got a Monday Night Raw where we didn't expect shit to happen the way it happened. Titus O'Neil with Stardust backstage was kind of funny. The New Day killed it. I thought the New Day was the best part about Monday Night Raw. Biggie.
It didn't bother you that they walked out of there and didn't have the match that was advertised?
No, they're heels.
Yeah, but when you advertise a match, when you sell a Raw, advertising an open challenge, I think you have to deliver that match.
Did they advertise that before the 5 minutes?
Yeah,
did they?
They advertised it earlier in the day. They did.
Oh, you know who you should blame? You should blame the Usos. That's who you should blame.
Right.
Let's
blame the Usos. Why not? Send them down to NXT. I don't know. I like the segment. I love them riding on pink unicorns. That was great. I think I lost him. Did I lose you, Too Tall? Looks like we lost him. It's possible the internet. No, the internet's fine. Lost Too Tall there. I don't know what happened there, but that's okay. So now that we lost Too Tall, there doesn't really seem to be much reason to continue on. So I want to thank everybody for joining me right here on Dead on Dave Productions. Hope you guys had a fantastic evening. I did as well. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time right here on Dead on Dave Productions. Like, subscribe, and share. Make sure you do that. You must share. Share like your life depended on it. Thank you guys very much. Do appreciate the support. We're over 1,600 subs now, so thank you very much for that. And we'll see you next time right here on Dead on Day Productions. And as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. Peace. Every so often, a musician emerges that changes the landscape of their genre, changes the definition of what is, alters the rules set by those who came before. That musician brings with him music that shatters the image of the status quo, music that transforms, music that ushers in new inspiration, new ideas, and new life. That musician and that music is here.
And the best in the biz.
Best in the world. December 17th, 2015. Real Talk, the Metaphor Messiah presents Black Mozart.